Sure.
Hey, everybody, it's 12:20 where I'm at. It is something where he is at, and I'm sure it's something else where you're at. Tonight's stream is brought to you by my birthday was the other day, and well, I still have a cigar to smoke. If there's anything else, please read the small print and vote for your local cat. I prefer the orange tabbies myself. Um, that's not true. Vote for dogs. Dogs are at least loyal. And they won't eat. Well, they will still eat you when you're dead. Anyways,
What the shit? Once again, I have control over his show. Howdy, folks. That was an interesting evening. Um, yeah. If you guys know, you know. If you don't, well,
I pushed the wrong button.
I see that.
It's not the pudding button. Anyways, fuck's sake. So any good gaming?
Yeah, I had my first Savage Sword game last night with Bloodworth and Coco B and Melkor. DM Bubba was Bubba was supposed to join us, but he had family matters. But he'll be joining us again next week. I'm running the same game, which is something I've not done in a million years because I'm writing a module for the Red Room for Savage Sword. So I'm running a new party tomorrow night through the same adventure, and it was really good last night. A little nervous, running for three people I'd never played with before. I mean, I played in Bloodworth's games, but never dungeon mastered for him, and he's got a pretty hefty reputation. And running a game that I'd never run before was a little bit of a challenge, but it went well. Bloodworth even gave me high praise this morning. He was he doesn't get the game be in a game. You know what that's like. Well, maybe not, but when you've been the eternal DM and you finally get to be in a game and it doesn't suck, that's kind of a hell of a win checkbox category thing. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. We're gonna have Bo and that darn cat and Bobby and OGGM and Mac Thompson's going to be in our game, but not tomorrow. Omen should be in the game. I'm going to have like 6 people in that game. So it'll be vastly different from the first night. And I'll let you guys know when it's all written up and you can run it for your friends. I'm participating in the Sumerian September, so any Conan-esque stuff I can do, I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
That's awesome. That's
How,
really cool.
how much of a Conan fan are you? Besides the movies.
I'm actually not a big Conan fan.
Okay.
I'm a bigger fan of Cole.
Yeah, I'm a big Cole fan. As a matter of fact, the very first book of Conan, the first like third of it is Cole. I never got to see the Kevin Sorbo movie, but I'm going to try and put that on the
It's
toward the top of the list.
it's very much a late '90s B movie that made it to theater. It's fun. It's one of my favorite movies.
Hmm.
Conan to me, I mean, I like Conan. I read a couple of the books. I read my share of comic books where he's crossed over with the Marvel universe and the DC universe. Any comic book that has Conan and Doctor Von Doom is always interesting.
Hmm.
Or Conan, pawing around with Wolverine. I mean, it's interesting. I'm not
Yeah,
saying it's
I'm
great.
not really a big fan of bringing him to the modern age. It just doesn't. It doesn't.
It's all magic. I
I
mean,
know, but it's not. Uh, I'm pretty sure it's. Well, I can't say, but I can't imagine Howard being okay with that. Um,
we can ask his great great nephew next time we're.
well, that's not the same thing. And just like I know he wouldn't have liked the movies of Conan, he'd have
I
been.
I don't know. I don't
I
ever.
can't. It's just a feeling. I'm just gonna
It,
say that.
and I understand where you're coming from. I just can't. I hate Me personally, it's like the author of Lord of the Rings stated
Mhm.
in his will that his work will never be sold to Disney because he absolutely hated what Disney's done with the other fairy tales. Although you can't show Snow White getting raped by Prince Charming 12 fucking times for a kids movie, you just can't do it. So there's a little give and take in that situation with the old fantasy, with the
Mhm.
old fairy tales. Uh,
Yeah, but
but his was so with him with JRR, his stuff was so clean you could just pop it out and everything would be great. I
Mhm.
mean, I could do with less singing trees in my life, but that's just me and whining about a damn pony. But once again, that's just me. With doing crossovers with Marvel or DC, it's yeah, there's a little bit ridiculous behind it, and I'm not arguing that. I
because
agree.
like when Iron Man and Doom went back to King Arthur's era, that was totally different. I kind of dug on that.
Mm,
When they picked their perspective sides and that sort of thing. That was more palatable, I guess, than bringing Conan to now because he magically could speak English and stuff like that. Whereas
no,
the language
there's a
Conan would have
comic,
spoke would probably died 10,000 years ago. Nobody speaks that language, and you
right?
know it's just
Right,
it,
right.
it
There's
didn't
a
make.
comic book strip. There's a scene in the comic book where Conan is on one side of the table and Victor Von Doom is on the other, and they're
I,
sharing a meal.
I know what you're
And,
talking about.
he's like, "Why do you wear a mask?" Because I'm horribly scarred. Conan fires back, "So you're vain." I mean, it's bringing Conan to a modern generation. That's the best we can hope for.
No, this is the best we can hope for. Read the actual stuff and leave it as it is and enjoy it for what it was. Trust me, there's plenty in the original works to fire up the imagination and to give you a good story. The fact that it was more like they did it because they could than because they thought it needed to be done.
There's probably a lot of that. I enjoy comics. I didn't mind what they
Oh, me
did
too.
too
Wearing a
much.
friggin' Vampirella shirt. Come on, for
Right.
Christ's sake.
It's like there's a crossover with Doctor Who, Matt Smith, Mr. Bobblehead Doctor, and Star Trek, and where the Borg and Cybermen join up. It's an interesting read. I don't mind shenanigans, and that's really what it is. It's just shenanigans.
Yeah, there were a lot. There was an era where they were doing that, like Gotham by Gaslight, and just all kinds of different amalgamations and what if kind of stories. I'm okay with that, but
There's a
some get
Tarzan. There's a Tarzan and Batman comic I have somewhere in my collection.
really that's
Yeah,
weird.
where well, it's the 1920s Gotham, not modern Gotham. It's old school Gotham. Well,
Okay,
Gotham has like modern technology, but 1920s feel. But that's how they always kind of make Gotham feel.
right.
And somebody stole something from Tarzan's jungle, and it was in Gotham, and he came to Gotham to come find it. I mean, it's a weird story, but it kind of works. I mean, sorta,
Yeah, but
kind
if
of.
Tarzan's running around Gotham in a loincloth, I'd be pissed.
No, he was very much in his Lord Greystone.
Oh my god, the what was his name? Christopher Lambert,
Yeah.
Legend of Greystoke, when he comes down that set of stairs in that gray outfit, I'm like, that is fucking sharp.
Did you see the most recent Tarzan? It's been out for a few years now.
No.
The guy that they had play Tarzan is a very physical actor. He's one of the Skardars, or how the hell do you pronounce their fucking names? Anyways, it's really good.
I grew up watching the Ron Ely TV show Tarzan as a kid.
Fair enough.
Uh, and I think he went on to play Doc Savage, which was a phenomenal movie. And I didn't realize one of my all-time crushes was in that. Pamela, I forget her last name. We were just talking about her today from Rollerball, and and she was
Oh,
Princess
I know what you're
Ardala,
talking about. Yeah.
Princess Ardala from Buck Rogers.
Yeah.
Just stunning woman. I didn't know she was in that, so like, well, I like Doc Savage. Now I got one more reason to want to try and find that, but good luck finding it on
You
DVD.
just take Conan from his era, you drop him off in the Savage Land in Marvel, and not much has changed for him.
Right.
I, I'm sure DC has a version of Savage Lands. I don't know it off my tongue.
Marvel's got Kazar. That's why, which is actually a really good read, or at least some aspects of it. I was a big fan of that. I just
Isn't he the
actually read.
Yeah. He's the Marvel's version of Tarzan to a certain degree.
Yeah, absolutely. Just as Moon Knight is Marvel's Batman, Which is funny. I actually like Moon Knight better than Batman, and I can't really say I like Kazar better than Tarzan, but sometimes Marvel did better DC characters in my opinion, but sometimes DC did better Marvel characters, which is weird. I'm still glad though that they're separate and they haven't become the same company.
There was a few times where it almost happened.
Mm-hmm. And there have been a few times there have been crossovers. Batman meets the Punisher and stuff like that. Yeah, but I like them separate for whatever reason, because I grew up reading both of them, but I did read more Marvel for whatever reason. I think they were just more accessible in my area than DC Comics. Honestly, I didn't really start actually even buying DC Comics until I was in my late 20s. But then I went back and bought a lot of stuff.
It's a very interesting how the two have two very interesting I already said that philosophies. Marvel is very much looking at the world around you, between the X-Men when it comes to civil rights and a few other aspects, where DC is very much looking out, looking into space, looking into tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And just really depends on
which is really weird, because DC always had this sort of Homeric, Greek mythology view on their superheroes. I don't know if you ever noticed.
No, I mean, I get that, but it's the most popular DC comic character is Superman, who is from outer space. One of the most famous. Superman's not from outer space.
No, he's not the most popular.
Superman, Batman, Flash, or as the Justice League is the top sellers.
Batman is their top seller, has been their top seller for decades.
Childhood trauma is their top seller. I always thought it was Superman, because there's more Superman shit out there than there's Batman stuff.
Batman sells better, therefore it's more popular. I don't know any other metric to go by. Yes, Superman's been around for a good long time and what have you, but Batman is consistently the better seller. And I think that's the way it should be. Superman is kind of played out, and all they keep doing is trying to deconstruct it and flip things around and do stuff that really should never have been.
Oh, that's been Superman Superman has had some very interesting comic books throughout the decades, even before the woke movement. The one kryptonite turns him gay, one turns him mad, one turns him. I'm like, come on, guys.
That's
but actually, the most recent Superman movie was very Christopher Reeve's Superman. I mean, it did well.
I haven't seen any of the DC movies. The last DC movie I saw, and I kind of liked it, was the Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds. I think they did a good job.
That movie makes me giggle in different ways, because it's the very first of the Green Lantern, to hit outside of cartoons. It's a shame they didn't have me as a person to make the final decisions, because I would have did so many different things with Green Lantern than that. I would have said,
I never read Green Lantern growing up, but I do remember a couple episodes, or at least one episode of Green Lantern from the Super Friends era, and I always liked when it came to like DC comic cartoons, Super Friends episodes. I always liked the ones that weren't Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman kind of thing. When they did the Aquaman, those were my favorite. When he was down underwater dealing with Black Manta and Atlantis and stuff, because it was so completely different, and very, kind of fantasy oriented than superhero oriented, if that makes any sense.
No, that's yeah.
They did the Green Lantern episode was a good one when they show him getting the ring and all that. And I don't know where those ever went because I only saw them a couple of times. Versus, watching the original Spider-Man cartoon. Of course, I watched it, but I still enjoyed like those more obscure ones because Spider-Man was on forever. It was only like 1 or 2 seasons of that cartoon, but it was on all the damn time.
Well, you had the cartoons,
Spider-Man,
then Spider-Man with his friends, then you had the Spider-Man TV series.
I was just talking the original with the watercolor backgrounds.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Sure, I watched the other stuff as it came out, but I don't know. I just, I was already getting Spider-Man comic books in the mail. I had my subscription to it, and it was one of my big favorites growing up. But there was something about those, like, really obscure, once in a blue moon they would put it on cartoons that, just, I don't know. I guess, absence makes the heart grow fonder kind of feeling, maybe.
That's fair. Me being an archer, I've always been a fan of Green Arrow or Hawkeye. I like Green Arrow more than I like Hawkeye personally.
Hawkeye was my first favorite superhero. I somewhere have a picture I drew of Hawkeye in kindergarten, and which is weird because I guess I was reading the Avengers when I was 4 years old, which I don't know how that was a thing, but I guess I was 4 or 5 years old, however old you are in kindergarten.
5 normally.
Yeah, so that's how long I've been, a comic book guy. Which, now that I think about it, I know at that age I wasn't allowed to walk to the store to get comic books that were across a street and around a corner, but I could do that a little bit later. I knew I did that. Maybe I was. Gosh, that's crazy. Thinking that my parents were letting me walk across the street, blah blah blah. At that young an age, I wouldn't, let Jackie out of the freaking cul-de-sac where we live at that age.
Different generation.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember as a kid having a lot of freedom, and now I'm like, you don't get.
You don't even see kids anymore. They're all locked up inside their house. Being shuttled back and forth to every little thing. It's kind of sad and a little scary. Yeah.
First appearance of Hawkeye was Tales of Suspense, September 1964.
I was. It had to have been about 70 to 72 when I could have picked up a Hawkeye, in Avengers or something, what have you. And I know my oldest comic book is a 64, I think, Avengers. And I know Hawkeye's in it, but I picked that up when I was about 8 or 10. Actually, I have some comics that are older than that. I've got a Wonder Woman that's from the 50s and some other stuff that's pretty old that I'd rather not talk about. But yeah, that's because I don't remember how I could have picked those comic books up. Because there were very few times that I remember that my parents actually bought comic books and handed them to me versus me, getting a buck from my mom and going over to the store and getting them myself. But I guess it had to have happened because Hawkeye was never in a cartoon prior to. Gosh, I don't even know. Is there a?
I'm looking.
Are there any cartoons with Hawkeye in them?
Oh yeah, there's several. There's not several, but there's quite a bit.
But before the seven,
1966, the Marvel superheroes.
okay. Was that one of those cartoons where they cut out the mouth and put somebody's real mouth in, and they would do the talking? You ever see those?
Yeah, it might be. I have no idea, but it
Those
came
are
out in
so creepy. Those were so because it would just be a still image of like Iron Man, and then they cut out his mouth, and somebody else's mouth would be there talking. It was so creepy. Oh,
uh, he was voiced by Chris Wiggins. I don't know.
okay.
And that one was when 1966, so there, yeah, I always,
Maybe I could have seen it on TV. I don't know. I have no memory of it, but
yeah, I don't know.
so did you back Bears superhero game?
I would love to. I just financially
Didn't?
can't do it right now. I can't do much of anything right now. I had to go be a grown up and get a bank loan to get a freaking car.
Wow.
Yeah. Being a grown up is so much fun.
It has its moments.
Mm. Yes,
I wouldn't want to be a kid now, though.
depends.
suppose.
Being a kid now, I mean, there's more things to do, and there's also less things to do as a kid now.
Yeah.
Technology is quite literally at your fingertips for better or worse.
Yeah, but I honestly, I would say there's less that they can do. When if you just make a column of items, I think the items that they can do is smaller than what they used to be able to do. What
Or
we did.
yeah, I don't disagree with you. Like, perfect example, Halloween's coming up. I remember trick or treating from like 6 p.m. to like 11 p.m. Now it's 4 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. It's not that bad, but it's how it feels.
It's pretty diminished,
Yeah.
and it's
Which
not.
Halloween has always been kind of, to be honest, Halloween in America and everywhere else that celebrates Halloween has always been kind of a sketchy holiday because of, asshats out there.
Yeah. And like you were saying, till 10. I know of many a night where my friends and I, and this was even before high school, we were out till very late. Just saying. After we had
Right.
gotten our candy, because we a lot of us would have two costumes so that we could double back. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, we went far. We hit hundreds of houses, had multiple pillowcases. We'd come back, lugging two pillowcases full of candy each, and have like places we knew we could hide the pillowcases, stuff like that. And we also had our bag of tricks. Just saying, the practical jokes and things that we would, you know, do on that evening because that's one of the things we grew up doing. Did you ever do the soap on the windshields? If you take
No.
you take a bar of soap and you can write things on the windows of
Oh
cars.
yeah. No, no. I think the worst thing I ever did was I TP'd somebody's house that had it coming.
Mhm.
I was ornery, but
So you never did the rotten eggs either.
if I got in trouble, that means I couldn't play rugby. If I got in trouble, that means, I had other things on the line. The juice to me was never worth the squeeze.
Mhm.
I'm not a
So
team
we didn't
player.
get in trouble. I mean,
What?
we had to like literally break a law to get in trouble, and that would only happen once or twice in our lives.
Yeah. I mean,
Nobody's super I hung out with.
I broke into places I had no business being into as a
I
teenager.
could neither confirm nor deny anything of that nature.
Um, I'm not going to say where, because I'm not that kind of an idiot. I was I was, for the most part. from like, I don't know, from 5 to maybe 11, fairly well-natured, just good kid. It wasn't until things start happening, which I'm not getting into, that I actually started to become the person I am today.
So when did you smoke your first cigar?
16.
Really?
Yeah.
I was a bit younger, and it wasn't like the ones you smoke. They're more like uh, backwoods smokes and things like that.
I mean, cigars have been around forever. Not saying they
Mhm.
haven't, but cigars didn't truly hit their in the early 90s, mid 90s, or somewhere in the 90s. They had definitely a more of a renaissance era. The cigars I'm smoking today are not the type of cigars that let's say my grandpa would have smoked,
No, not
because they
even close.
realize they can do different blends with different wraps and dot dot dot.
Sure.
I like my cigars. I should. I'm in the business. Um,
Yeah. Mm.
for better or worse. Fuck.
I
Well,
thought about it for a minute when I said I was going to quit smoking, that I might, leave a caveat for that, but I'm like, no, it's still the same thing.
it is. It is. Only difference is they don't. These are not healthy for you, and I'm not saying cigars are healthy for you, but they're not on the same scale as cigarettes. And if you're gonna give up smoking tobacco, then it should be tobacco, not
Mm.
I'm giving up cigarettes, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
still chew.
I
Or
didn't
I'm
even I didn't even contemplate vaping. I know a lot of guys. We know a lot of guys.
vaping. I don't trust vaping at all. I don't want to get
I was
sued.
trying to tell Bear, see, I have COPD, and what that is extra mucus and fluids in your lungs. So breathing in more of that, which is probably going to kill me, down the road. Anyways, not going to add to it, and then couple that with you don't know exactly what the chemicals are in the liquid that you're putting in there. It
See,
just and when I tried it,
yeah,
um, I would cough up a lung from vaping. It was just like, yeah, this is not this ain't for me.
I like.
So
I mean,
it does
cigars.
look really satisfying when you watch someone and just this big old freaking
Oh yeah,
dragon like breath weapon comes out, and it's like, God, I wish I could, smoke a cigarette. You'd literally have to like smoke the entire cigarette in one drag,
to get
to
that.
get that kind of an
Oh,
exhale.
even with cigars, much how much you have to hotbox it to get that.
Yeah.
It's no. Um, no, what killed me when vaping, I was at community college. I was taking some classes because I think education is very important. I was, as an adult, as a kid, I couldn't get out of school fast enough. Uh,
I was the same way until I started paying for it myself.
uh, but no, there'd be like kids vaping in the cafeteria, and I see a security guard just looking around. I'm like, hey, not to be an asshole, but that guy is vaping over there. How's that? If I can't light up a cigar, how's that guy able to vape? Well, it's not tobacco. I'm like, really? That's the line. But then vaping, then they banned vaping like everything else. But I'm like,
Yes, they should. Just like weed, you know. I hate going outdoors and smelling that when I'm about to walk in or out of a grocery store or walk around in a grocery store, and I can smell somebody, just you know, freaking smoke the big old fat skunky joint
you're just mad
before
because you don't have one.
No, I could do anything I want.
Yeah.
But you know, there have been many times where like someone's smoking a joint right by the doorway of the grocery store, and I'm with my boy.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
there's a
fuck
time and
that
place.
exactly. I mean, what is your life if you have to literally smoke a freaking joint or a bowl or whatever before dealing with the freaking trials and tribulations of the grocery store?
You didn't wake up in the morning, grab your coffee or water bottle of water with you, and have a light up a smoke.
but it's different. You know what I mean? It's not.
It's
It,
a,
no, no. You cannot get a contact high from some by walking by someone smoking a cigarette. But if someone's smoking a joint, you walk by, and the next day you pop positive in a urinalysis test. Uh,
I okay.
that's
You
that
know, I
should
had
not
an
be
accident,
allowed.
a car accident last month.
Yeah,
Kronda and the two other people in the car with me were smoking pot. I wasn't. I'm driving. I was being, I don't smoke pot to begin with. And then after the car, when I got into the car accident and was taken to the hospital, they did a drug test on me, and they were smoking some between vape pot with vape in it or whatever, vapes with pot in it and joints. Nothing showed up in my urine test.
that's why I use the qualifier of could.
Yeah, could. Which is just, yeah, I'm not arguing with it. It just surprised the fuck out of me, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I mean, how do you know what I mean? There's nothing you can say if you're the one unlucky bastard that happens to. It's like, I don't walk by somebody and they were, yeah, right, you're fired.
I live in, yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, no joke. No, the big fear, I remember the big fear, Mythbuster proved it to be untrue. But if you eat like one or two pieces of poppy seed bread or a mini loaf of poppy seed bread, then the poppy would show up in your urine. You would have to eat a bag. I mean, you would have to eat several bagfuls for it to show up.
Mhm.
But no, I agree with you. What annoys me, and it's happened to me at least twice, where I'll go to the
Or at the very
local.
least, now your kid's fucking, getting a contact high.
Yeah,
I don't want that
yeah.
either.
I'm at the locals alcohol place that we have here, alcohol store, which has a halfway decent, has actually a really nice humidor inside, walk-in humidor. And
Mhm.
I'm in line, and I have some guy who smokes pot, which I don't have a problem with. I don't enjoy the smell of pot. Also, I don't like the smell of patchouli, but that's a whole different subject.
Right.
You know.
Funny how they always go together, but yeah.
Yeah, and he smells me like, man, you smell like cigars. You should smell like pot. You should smoke pot. It smells so much better. I'm like, who the fuck are you kidding? I mean,
It
neither one
smells like
smell good.
roadkill. The better stuff smells like roadkill.
Yes,
How is
yeah,
that better than like the old days when Grandpa smoked a tobacco pipe and that freaking just cheered up the room. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's not the same. And don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed my share of party favors in the past, but there's a time and place, and uh, it
If you
should be at
want to,
home.
if you live in a state where smoking pot is legit and you're of age, more power to you. I'm not gonna bash it. It is
Right,
what
but
it
you
is.
really should, keep it at home.
Just not my home.
Sure, sure.
Well, granted,
If
I can't.
if that's
I
your
have to
thing,
be careful what I say because I am like there's a thin line of being a hypocrite with me on this one because I have night terrors and I will take an edible. I'll take two edibles and I'll just sleep throughout the night.
but
Don't wait.
that's a very different. That's a very different thing. You're literally like doing a medicinal type of thing that doesn't smell up a room or give somebody else,
Right.
uh, that's it's not the same. You
It's
know
a
what I mean?
thin. Yeah, yeah. So I never say tell anybody, hey, you shouldn't smoke pot because I take edibles. It's the same
No,
thing.
it's
It's just a
if
different.
you want to make yourself dumber, for entertainment, that's awesome. Go for it. You know,
Oh, well, when
uh,
was the last time you seen me drink on a screen?
I don't think I ever have. I've seen other people,
Oh, you seen me
but
drunk. I've been on Max's show a few times where his New Year's Eve or his
really,
fucking
maybe it's been,
rad.
God, dude, it's been so long since I got to hang out with Max. The last
Yeah.
time was when you and I did that show together with him
Oh,
on, bringing games to younger folk, and it
that
crashed the
fucking dud.
channel. I'm like, that just shows you, or should have showed him, the people that were watching that particular brand of his show, what they were there for.
No, they wanted the rant version of him, which to be honest, I enjoy the rant version of Max. I enjoy the show he does now. But It's
You
just
know,
what you want
I
to
think
produce.
you might have been there, or maybe not, when he was telling me, that he just, wanted to do something different.
And more power to him. He's. I think he stopped doing the rando show and he's just doing the Sunday show right now.
Yeah, yeah, he had life got in the way and stuff. Um, it's gonna, from
I
time to time. I had to take a break in July because of my surgery, and that was one of the best things I had done in a year because I had lots of time to think about what I was going to do when I came back, and I've been doing all those things, and it's actually uh, had a noticeable improvement.
having to walk away because of my own medical issues from YouTube for about a year. It felt like maybe not a full year, but it was definitely for a while. Was medically it sucked, but there's definitely for I don't want to say I was getting burnt out, but I was doing what gatekeepers every Thursday,
Table
Bruce's
breakers.
table breakers. I was just getting burnt. Then life was like, by the way, you have this, you need to take a break. And it was a nice break. I am not going to be back full time. I mean, I might do a show a week. I have Bruce's show every other week, but I enjoy this. Granted, it's 12 going on one here. It's like what 10 going to 11 where you're at.
Yeah.
These work for me right now. I have an interview that I'm looking forward to doing with the guy who owns a cigar shop. I was down in
Let me
St.
know when
Louis.
that airs. I'll catch it.
I will. He's remodeling his store, so I think it might have got pushed back a little bit. There's this other guy who owns the cigar shop down in St. Louis. There's multiple ones in St. Louis I want to check out, but it's in the Italian section of St. Louis on the hill. And I did not realize I knew him, and he knows me. And I was talking to him, and it's like, I think I might interview him. He's just it's not about it's just doing something different. I mean, I like talking about movies. I like talking about cigars. It doesn't always have to be role playing with me. I know I got started on YouTube mainly being the fifth edition guy. I don't want to, but I never wanted to be the fifth edition guy. I just fifth edition was what was paying my bills, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, your side gig, sure.
And so you talk about what you know. And do I think fifth edition was the most perfect system out there? No. Was it the most horrible system out there? No. That's fate, or fate. Yeah, that's fate system. But that's just my opinion. Um. So if you're a gamer, it being RPG tabletop, RPG internet, or either a keyboard commander, or just console video games.
Yeah.
Talk about what you like. Do what you like.
I I
I'm
I I do. Yeah. I did a video the beginning of the week that's cruising up on 300 views, which is like a record in the last 6 months or more for me. And it has nothing to do with gaming per se. It's just a Robert E. Howard video. Um, you have to diversify. If you that's the fastest way to burn out is doing one thing.
I mean, you're right. Bear has got two different channels. One is RPG and one is his music.
Mm.
And I am at the current moment. I'm not going to say which one gives him more joy. I think it's the music one that's giving him more joy, honestly. But
Mhm.
that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. And the
Yeah,
music
I
that he's
listened to it after my show earlier today. I listened to it for a bit, and he's got talent for some things when it comes to that, but there's just something about AI music that
it's weird. It, it, it it's weird. It's not natural.
well, I mean, I sometimes it's pretty good,
Oh, I'm not
but
saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying it's not like you're at a bar or a theater or a stadium listening to your favorite band jamming it
I
out.
think I would enjoy it more though if I didn't know it was AI. And that's a built-in prejudice, maybe, because of being in the music industry, or at least in a band and stuff. Not really the industry, but being around music and that sort of thing for a while. It just I could just like kind of sense the difference or feel the difference.
Right. But if he's writing, and there's this guy that comes to the lounge.
His lyrics are solid.
Oh yeah, his lyrics are amazing.
Some of them though are kind of cheesy. I'm gonna say,
Music can sometimes music is cheesy.
yeah, it's hard to say, and I know
Look at the Beatles.
he could be kind of sensitive about his work.
It's, just, but that's just, I mean,
It's like I'm just
it's
not
his
trying to
stuff,
be insulting or anything.
right?
It's
He's
like,
spending the time. He's creating. He's doing the lyrics. It's his baby.
mhm.
And I think what he's doing with is absolutely great. He's got a couple bands that he's came up with. I if they were real bands, I'd be fucking touring them around the fucking country. Bayou Saint being one of them.
I don't know enough about that. I did notice that though he does seem to be enjoying the role of a disc jockey, so that's cool.
That's what he did. That's what he got his degree in for college, from my understanding.
My mom did the same thing for a while, and so I could, that's cool. It's not what I want to do, but if it makes him happy, cool. But
and all the music that he makes, for the most part, is attached to his RPG system he wrote.
Right.
It's all interlinked, which is I'm waiting for movies and cartoons to come out next.
Give it 5 years and he'll be doing that as well. I have read his comic book. It could use a little work, but that was years ago when he wrote it. So
well, at least he's got a comic book out there. I sure as hell don't. It's like everything else. I've been writing a lot. Then I burn it. Then I start writing again. Then I burn it.
Yeah, I'm doing some writing too. I have a project that I need to hurry up and start, but I put too many things on my plate. I literally only have Monday nights off. Every other night I'm doing something on the internet.
I'm just glad I'm glad that you're willing to spend some time with me tonight.
Well, after what we did earlier, I figured, we were there for a certain reason, and you and I don't get to hang out like we should. So
yeah, that I didn't want it to end tonight with that. That's for damn sure.
Well, I understand, but it's not right.
Never meet your heroes. Everybody's gonna. This is just me. This is how I feel, and we put people on pedestals, and when they don't live up to what we think they should be, then we get. I'm not saying so much with this person, the person we're on the show with, just in general. Mm-hmm. Then we are destroyed.
Oh, excuse me. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. But that comes from a man of all people. Certain people should understand that everybody's flawed,
right?
And everybody's got skeletons, and expecting people to live up to your expectation is the first and biggest mistake you can make. Know that you can only trust people as far as the case allows. Everybody's different. You can trust certain people with certain things, and some people you can't trust with other things, and you need to learn as quickly as possible what you can trust people with, and then you don't have to worry about those things. If you give them just carte blanche, well, they are going to freaking wreck your expectations. If you go, okay, you're good at this, I'll trust you with this. Everything else, or maybe a couple of things,
Well, even the man upstairs will break your heart from time to time. You might not understand the reason why he made that decision, but
This
even the
is
man upstairs,
absolutely true. Absolutely true. Uh,
children, babies having cancer, I have yet to figure out that thought processing.
well, it's really simple. It, you believe in free will. You like free will, right?
Yeah, free will's fun.
Okay. So if free will is a thing, then everything has to be possible within those parameters.
I get that, but
And
giving
that's why bad people could do horrendous things, and that's why bad things can happen. Because if this test were
but
were
it's one
in the
thing
middle
of
of,
somebody, it's a one thing, and I'm gonna don't really want to get too far into this one because A, my cigar is about gone, and B, I'm just not really in that kind of mood. No offense. Uh I was raised Catholic. You know this, I know this. Whoever watches this later will realize this. But giving a newborn baby, a baby has not done harm to anybody or anything, some kind of disease that where its life is going to be either well, we all die, but it's going to be miserable until miserable. I just if God is all love, then why
but
would you?
see, you're putting that sort of emphasis on someone that's perfectly innocent, but you could just extrapolate that all the way out to everybody. You know,
Age of consent, age of consent, age
so
of.
nothing bad should happen to people until they're a certain age.
I get it. I get it. I understand. I'm not saying I'm right in this one. This is where I'm at. Any
When you realize that life is a test and every second of it is part of the test, it all makes a lot more sense.
wow,
That's just your shit sandwich that's part of your personalized test to see how you react to that shit sandwich. Are you going to say thank you? Can I have another? Or are you going to get pissed off and throw it across the room, saying I ain't eating that?
right?
My
No, I
test is different than your test, and since there's so many of us, there have to be a whole bunch of shitty tests. That way we can't cheat. Because I don't know I can't give you the answers for your test because your test is different than my test, and how we pass and fail is all part of what makes
yeah,
life interesting.
I get it. I just
Yeah, it sucks. You
yeah,
know,
I'm talking to this guy that I'm gonna call Ned Flanders. Actually, in my phone, I have his real name, aka Ned Flanders, next to it.
I do the same
And
thing.
what?
God help any of my friends. God help me if any of my friends find my phone. But yes, I know exactly what you mean.
And very very strong Catholic, very very nice guy, type of guy to take his shirt off his back to give it to you. Really solid earth, good guy, right? And I was talking to him like one part of my brain, one part of me is very religious, the other part of me is very logical. And what happens when these two sides of me meet? I have questions. I question everything. Then he says, "Well, you don't have faith." I'm like, "No, I have faith. I just trust but verify.
You just
It,
what?
trust but verify."
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
That's where I'm at, and it's interesting. But I just turned 42. I decided this was the last birthday I want to be single. I don't have
Good
much
luck
of a
with that.
say. Yeah, I don't have much of a say in the matter, but I would like to be seeing somebody. There are certain aspects of birthday and being an adult that you just don't get when you're single.
Well, never mind.
Self-flagellation, beating the bishop is not on the
I wasn't
table.
talking that either. I was just,
You know, we are creatures that crave company, companionship.
until we don't.
Mm, and I don't have the extra money for that kind of companionship right now. Um,
That's probably for the best, because then when you finally do meet someone and you have to explain, I got to tell you something. You don't want to have to do that ever.
If I could walk into a TV show with X amount of funds that are part of that universe, I would want to go to Firefly. I want to for reasons we don't need to get into,
Maybe.
because she's just a smoke show. Um,
Who?
the companion on
Oh,
Firefly.
Morena Baccara. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's in my top 3.
Anyways, next November, I think not Supernatural. Stranger Things comes out. I think, is it October or November? It's coming out soon.
It better be soon. I'm getting impatient.
I'm not thrilled with some of the actors in it, but I'm going to continue the show.
I haven't heard anything about it at all.
I don't know. I'm not thrilled with a lot of people right now. Actually, what I'm enjoying, for one odd reason or the other, is Alien Earth.
Yeah, everybody keeps talking about that. I haven't seen it. I don't know where it is.
Hulu is behind the paywall.
I don't watch a lot of TV. I watch YouTube all day long, or listen to it, and I watch all my friends, out there, which is way more rewarding than even conversations like this. I'd rather be in than watching an old episode of Firefly. I saw them. They're up here. If I have the right people to watch it with, that's different. But just sitting there watching it myself, I'd rather, you know, not just have the conversations, but like watching some of my friends do their thing. Even though it's just one little like button, or whatever. They may never even realize that I watched it. I'd rather watch my friends do their thing than most stuff that's been made by complete strangers.
That's
As
fair.
much as I grew up watching and loving a lot of different shows and programs, the older I get, the more grateful I am that we have this technology. Think of all the people you would have never met. You know,
Well, no.
you know what I mean. Um,
Yeah. Speaking of that, do you have a drink anywhere near you? It's been 1 year since Shauner passed away. God may rest his soul. I do miss the grumpy bastard.
did you watch Rick's Shauner Day show?
No.
I actually, believe it or not, kind of feather in my cap. Shauner's sister is now subscribed to my show.
Nice.
I stayed in contact with them since stuff happened, and uh,
I
you
found
know
myself watching Justin's show the other day.
I can't imagine why. I don't hang out with those folks, and
I don't agree with everything he had to say, but I did like the guy. I mean, he was
same here.
he was true to himself, and I appreciate that. Just because I don't like what he was saying doesn't mean I don't respect him being true to himself.
Yeah, I would have kept on hanging out with him, but he didn't want to, and that's fine. I've only benefited from that decision,
Yeah,
which is weird, you know. Uh,
hang out with you. I hang out with Bear, and I hang out with Bruce anymore on YouTube. That's my circle right now, and it's not a bad circle to
Mine's
be in.
a little wider, but I cast a wider net, and I have more free time than you do. I've been hanging out with DM James and Bear in the mornings. That's been fun.
DM
Uh,
James I love to hang out with DM James, but he just does his show too early in the fucking morning for me. I'm either at work or still
no,
asleep.
he's starting. It's about 11 o'clock my time. He doesn't do well. Maybe he does. I don't see them, but he's been doing his show a little bit later. He usually ends at about 2 my time. I stop in to say hi, and Bear's like, "Get your ass in here," and I'm like, "Okay, all right." I'm not doing anything important, so if I say howdy, that means I'm free. Because I'm watching the show.
Yeah.
Or I'll tell people, "Hey, I can't right now. I'm just listening in." But things change. People change. People move on. Um, I don't wish anybody any ill will except Condor. He can go fuck himself. But other than that, you know, haven't made any, enemies or anything like that I'm aware of. If I have, sorry about that. You know where to find me, and we can either hash it out like grown men or we can hash it out like animals. Your choice.
Condor DM, that fucking seal fucker. All
right. Yeah, I've never watched his show. I just seen him on other things, and you know,
yeah,
whatever.
I
Coco, what's happening? Yeah, here we are. I hope you had fun last night, man. You did really, really well. I consider it an honor to have you in the show or in the game. And it was really nice to get to put. I really like putting faces to names and stuff like that. It really helps me uh, remember who I'm talking to, and
Because you're
believe it
old.
or not, I learn things from watching people that they may not realize. I don't want that to sound weird, but when you have to, look for people as part of your profession, you need those little details. Say hey to your uncle.
Hello.
What are you looking
Hey, Jack,
I'm not looking for anything. I just felt like coming in.
do you still have that caterpillar on your lip? Yes, you do.
I'll shave it eventually, but not yet.
That looks good on you. You look refined. You look like you came out of a film from the 70s.
Bow.
Don't ever do that.
What the hell are you throwing at me? What are these?
Chocolate.
Oh, you just give me the wrapper, huh?
I bought them from my friend at school. The
You
band
should.
is doing chocolate selling fundraiser.
Oh, okay.
This they did it before,
Mm-hmm.
and this school has done it countless times. I know they've done it before.
Let me know if you guys are doing that popcorn thing.
If we're doing the popcorn thing, then I will tell you because I want to make money. And
they sell this really good popcorn.
Oh, I'm sure.
Also, the football game's tomorrow, and the new finance guy is projecting that if we sell everything, we're going to make upwards of $1,300 in profit or more. I think
That's good.
it's really good.
Are you still doing the ROTC? Did I say that
Yeah,
right?
that's what we're making money for.
So what's your rank?
Cadet major.
Nice. Coach yourself. Keep doing it. You got
Thanks,
this.
Coco.
This is not your senior year. This is what, your junior year?
It is my senior year.
Shut up.
It is.
No.
It's absolutely. It is.
No, that means I've been hanging out with your dad. No.
That's exactly what that means. Yeah.
Damn it, your dad needs to get a better class of friends.
Honestly, I think you need to get better friends than this guy. I mean, come on.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah. We had our 5th anniversary last month.
Fuck's sake.
And that reminds me, I need to see some painted miniatures, man.
Okay.
Whatever happened to that set, man? We're about to do our 1,000 subscriber giveaway.
Oh, I have it. They're all put together. I just haven't had the fucking time to paint anything I wanted to paint.
Love you, sport. I'll see you in the morning.
Bye.
Big breakfast.
Hey.
What?
Don't masturbate. God's watching you.
What a weird thing to say. And yeah, I know that.
Wow.
Everybody needs an uncle like me.
Yeah. Such a good kid.
You know what movie he needs to watch?
It means a lot.
He needs to watch Real Geniuses.
He's like me. He's a YouTube kid, you know.
I get it, but that kid would do well with watching Animal House, Real Geniuses, maybe
you
a
can
Married
watch, dude. There's a laundry list, like Santa's Christmas list, of things he and I need to watch together before it's too late.
Yeah. Maybe a little Married with Children to throw it in there. Not the whole series.
Escape from New York, Planet of the Apes.
Apes. Yeah. Alf.
Never watched Alf.
Alf was good.
I was just there's a certain era where I was not even home anywhere near a TV. So
Oh, I get
watching
that.
TV.
The only show that I honestly made time to watch in high school and some in college was Smallville.
Didn't watch that one either.
Other than that, I really had no time for anything else. Alice, which also broke my house. There was an actress on that show that I just thought was the fucking bee's knees. Then she became a member of a sex cult, and I wasn't invited, and that really broke my heart.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, I know. I was like, fuck. But no, I'm never. Yeah, jeez, yeah. I
Or
don't know.
when you find out they don't like your type specifically or your gender.
I don't like my gender, so I can't bitch too much.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I can't be too mad at a lesbian when they tell me that they don't like dick. I'm like, that's funny because neither do I. Hey, we have something in common.
Yeah, but that's about where it
Not
usually-
it.
there's a couple of other possibilities there every once in a while, but yeah, I don't know.
So we hung out, but we're about average about one time a week hanging out. I
Yeah,
thought we
it's
might,
bare minimum. Well, you can count it twice today if you want.
yeah. Fuck's sake.
Hey, we did what we thought we had to do. For
Somebody's well-being.
well, no, a lot of people.
I am such an odd duck to be put on a pro-Trump show because I'm just not
Hey.
that guy.
Yeah, well, you still did the right thing. You did rather well. I was really surprised.
I was just trying to make her smile.
Well, depression and despair are ugly, ugly, ugly creatures that need to be defeated with laughter every chance we get.
Beaten into submission with laughter. No,
Mhm.
I'm serious. If you got a church that you go to and they have a food pantry or food run, fucking blow that all over YouTube. Make sure everybody knows.
Mhm.
That is good. That's nourishment. That is food for the soul.
Yep. I just got a letter from the Knights of Columbus, and I'll probably be doing that. I just don't know when. They want me there Saturday morning, so I'm like, that ain't never gonna happen.
The closest thing you're going to get from me to a search spanking. Neither one of us want that.
I was really looking forward to hanging out with those guys and doing stuff, but Saturday morning is just not. It can't happen. There's no way that can happen, and I wish it could, but I can't do it. And the other option is Wednesday nights, I think, and I kind of not penciled, but
You gotta make what work. If it's important to you, man, you know this. It's important. You make it.
well,
work.
I now have a Wednesday night game with Coco and Melkor and DM Beelzebubba and
Well, Coco, I hate to break this to you, but you might have dual custody with Shadow over here. Make sure you get a good lawyer and judge, because separate. And there might need to be some little bit of adult supervision.
maybe.
I don't know. I'm just kind of outside of work, this and doing the cigar. I'm just kind of
Just pressed for time.
it's not so much. I have no time.
Well, that's what I mean.
Just kind of hovering the shitter. It feels like half the time anymore. Not
Well-
exactly, ready to flush, but not exactly ready to get off either.
So poetic.
I do my best. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we all feel that way from time to time. But if we really examine our our schedules, we'll find we're probably wasting some really really choice hours doing bullshit that we don't need to.
I'm not, believe it or not, I'm not the biggest social creature out there. I can do social. I was raised to be able to do social. I was raised to be able to do political social. And I don't really, it's just cranking the gears, pull my string and I can, I got snakes in my boot, I can do it. It's not a problem.
Nice.
Um, I don't know. I rather be sitting across the table from a lot of you guys, bullshitting over a dinner, bullshitting over a cup of coffee, enjoying a cigar, whatever.
I love a cup
Uh,
of coffee, dude. You have no
the,
idea. One of the things I miss the absolute most. I've given up chips, soda, coffee, smoking, so many things.
ha- how many times have I told you life is miserable enough? Your food shouldn't have to be.
I made spaghetti and meatballs tonight. Jackie loved it. I was stuffed, and it was gorgeous.
Oh my god, I love Laszlo. He's like, I make it spaghetti. I'm like, awesome. I like spaghetti. He brings me down a bowl. This doesn't taste like chili. I mean, not chili. This doesn't taste like spaghetti. He's like, yeah, I got some of the seasoning wrong. Okay, it tastes like chili. He's like, is that bad? I'm like, no, I could fix this though. So I went up and got some sour cream and some cheese. I cut up some green chives to throw that on top of it. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, if you made chili with noodles, I might as well eat it like chili with noodles. I don't know.
I can't remember
Uh,
last time I had chili.
you ever get like into the what's the term I want to use? Like I said, my birthday was 2 days ago now, and I'm just kind of doing that once a year, looking back over the last years. I don't know. Not exactly ready to flush, but not exactly ready to. So if I end up going to church more often, meet somebody at church, God, I don't want to end up with a Catholic woman. Unless she doesn't
Mhm.
speak English. I mean, it seems to work for you.
Yeah, but it didn't start out that way. Her English was better. Yeah, I'm not even gonna say it really hasn't changed that much, but uh,
El Gringo thinks you're El Hato. Let's make this work,
I
oh.
I I'm a very patient individual. Let's put it that way.
Worst thing to ever do, worst thing to ever ask God for is, God, please teach me patience. Don't do it. It's a trap.
Yeah, I think I was born with an abundance of it. To be honest, but I'm okay with that.
I never actually thought, I've heard the term peace after rage. Never knew that was actually a thing. I know what rage is.
Sure.
I'm, I wake up most days a slow burner. But tell you what, there are moments where I'm hanging out with my daughter and just hanging out in her room and she's telling me about her day. Stupid shit. Trivia type shit.
Well,
And
it's
I
not to her, but yeah, I know what you mean.
and there's nowhere else in the world I'd rather be. Um
Yeah.
I've only found one woman in my entire dating life that my headspace is just a roaring hurricane, tornado, earthquake, just shit show storm. And I've only met one woman in my entire life where it stops.
Hmm.
And if there's one, that means there has to be two, right?
When if a thing happens, it's more likely to happen again than to never happen again.
I hope so. So I have this fairly depressing thought processing when it comes to relationships. That when we're kids, right? When it comes to relationships, female relationships or romantic relationships
Mm.
as a thing, that life gives you a handful of quarters, and you go up to the one hand bandit, and you slide a quarter in, you pull the arm, hoping for the best, hoping for
Mhm.
cherries or lemons or whatever. I think at some point in your life that the pile of quarters that you have in your hands, the coins, tokens, whatever, it doesn't increase. It only gets smaller and smaller and smaller. That's why
No,
you that's why you find people like me, for example, that just single. I don't know if I've spent my last 2 quarters, three, whatever, but the pond has definitely gotten a whole lot shallower. And I was talking to my kid about this, Laszlo. I'm like, I'm in my 40s. Dating to me right now is like going to a used car lot and trying to find a vehicle that only has so many dents in it. Because it's not the question. It's like, do you have kids at this juncture? Well, it is. Do you have kids? Yeah, most likely. How many kids? What was your ex-husband like? What kind of baggage? What kind of trunk for your baggage do I need? Is it still the Ferrari where the trunk is no bigger than a hand purse? Or are we talking about a sedan? How many bodies can we fit in this trunk? Is it just me or is it that way?
um, well, right off the bat, couple things. I find that it only happens when you're not looking for it,
Murphy's Law.
and it also only happens when you're ready.
Well, if I'm not ready, I don't know what the fuck is holding me up.
Well, financially, you ready?
I can make it work financially. Won't be
Um,
easy, but nothing should be ever 100% easy.
time wise, do you have the time?
I can make the time. I would have to cut out a few things, but I can make the time. If it's important, you make the time.
Mhm. Is it or would it take away from your time with the most important person in your life?
No, because she's a teenager. She already ignores me.
Yeah, but would it?
No, well,
Uh,
no, I get what you're saying. No, no, I wouldn't let it.
well, maybe unbeknownst to you, it would be not the right time.
Hmm,
You
possibly.
know, they're never going to tell you what they actually feel.
Right. That's the damn truth of the matter.
Especially a female teenager. They'll tell you everything, but you know, they'll tell you a lot of things that they feel, but not the most important crap.
Me and my daughter have the most amazing relationship. We talk about everything and anything. Nothing is sacred. Everything is. She's having a bad day. We talk, and we kind of have the Gilmore Girls, but father daughter, relationship
Mhm.
where we'll not bicker, but we will have fun, just bantering with each other at the grocery store. It's like she's 5'4", 5'5", somewhere around there. But if she wears these certain shoes, she's almost as tall as I am. And we're at Target, and I'm looking at her. She's like, "What?" I'm like, "You're too damn tall. I don't like this." And she's like, "What are you gonna do about it?" I'm like, "Well, I'm either gonna start feeding you more coffee or break your knees because there's gonna be no more growing." And she's like, "Well, if you do that, I'm gonna stab you." I'm like, that's fair. That's fair. But if you do stab me, I want one or two things on my gravestone. She's like, "What's that?" Either I like my eggs fluffy. Here lies Connell, da da da. He likes his eggs fluffy. Or here lies Connell, da da da. Please bring him a cupcake. And we're doing it. I mean, we're not being quiet about it. We're having a normal conversation for us, right? The
Mhm.
cashier is laughing her ass off. The old lady behind us was mortified. But that's just how my daughter's relationship is. It's amazing. She tells if I'm out past 11, if I'm out past 10:30, 11, she calls and sees where I'm at. I have a curfew.
Mhm.
We'll argue, and she's like, "Well, I'm like, I'm your parent. I'm your dad. It's my say." It's like, "Well, I'm more mature than you are." I'm like, "That's besides the point."
That's why I said, maybe now's not the right time.
Well, if that's the case, then Musk needs to hurry up with his robots to do extra birthday favors
Hey,
because it's a stress relieving behavior. It's a stress. It's for medical reasons. It's stress reducing.
I understand. Um, yeah, I as much as I, like the Traveler game we were in a long time ago, and as much as I think how neat it would be to, have machines that do a lot of different things. Every time I see one that's touted as the next best thing, I'm like, that's nightmarish. They look awful.
I saw Terminator way too early in life. The more human they look, the more more scared I get.
Oh, okay.
I mean, then we're messing around with AI and we attach it to like Twitter or other shit posts to learn human behavior. Why would you attach it to a dumpster fire of that degree? You know?
Or Reddit.
Oh yeah. It's like
I don't know.
I don't want Skynet. Do not attach it to that. Because if you're an outside force looking in and studying human behavior, I agree with Stephen Hawkins. If aliens ever came to Earth, it'd be for one of two reasons: A, to wipe us off the board because we are dangerous, angry primates,
Yep.
or two, to enslave us.
And they have to know that that's not going to end well.
So, I don't know. Anyways, I've probably bored you enough, and
Not at all.
I'm in a mood. It's all right. I'm gonna go get on Xbox and shoot some pixels.
Mhm.
I love getting on Grand Theft Auto when there's bounties on people, and I'll just like bounty hunt. I don't get involved with anybody. I mean, I just, hey, look, that guy has a bounty. How much? Oh, this is 9,000. That's worth getting up and doing something about. Oh, that one only has 1,000. That's not worth doing anything about.
I haven't played a good video game in about a year. In the last, well, no, I played a little bit of Red Dead with the boy.
That game looked fun.
It does, but I just don't have the time to sit and just do the one thing, you know, when I've got a million other things to do. I wish I did, but I just don't. Um, and I don't know when I will have that kind of time. I mean, I bought all of the Hitman and Grand Theft Auto games from like PlayStation 2 on to a certain point,
Yeah.
or 3 or 4, I forget which. And the strategy guides and uh Hitman, like 1, 2, and 3, and strategy guides, thinking, when I retire, I'll kick back and play them. I've been retired for 20-ish years. Haven't touched them.
No, I've just now gone back into video games. I doing this, doing this right here kept me from playing video games for a while. Working, well, of course you work, going to the cigar lounge keeps me from playing video games. Although I rather hang out at a cigar lounge and have conversations, even if I disagree with people, than sitting at home, being the living room, TV room, the basement, wherever.
Same thing. I
I
totally agree. I did spend a lot of time playing video games when I was afforded the opportunity. But
So
I kind of look back on it like like with RPGs, in table games. I remember not all, but I remember more of that time than I ever remember of any of my video game plays.
yeah, I gave up a lot of weekends to play Dungeons and Dragons with people I didn't even really like, but I'd rather be there than be at home.
Same here. I can, with a few exceptions, Knights of the Old Republic, because it was a story, and I was
Oh
being
yeah,
told a story as I
yeah.
was playing it. But like a whole bunch of video games that I played, I don't remember anything about them. There was nothing about them. In the moment, it was great, but I can't remember anything about them. So it was kind of a waste of time, if want to be honest.
My buddy a couple days ago gave me a brand new PlayStation 5. Brand new.
Nice.
He gave me a gift card to go with it. I bought a couple games. I'm looking at it right now. I basically got a hold of the Spider-Man games and one God of War game, and I haven't turned it on since I, set it up. Like, it's like fuck's sake. Anyways, the 3 people that are watching the show, I don't know why, but thank you. Remember to like and comment. The people in chat who's commented, 2 of you, Crafty Gamer, aka Bubbles, and Coco B. Coco B, I don't exactly know if we've ever really talked. I know we've been in the same chat a few times. I hope you both.
Coco B's, like I said, he was in my Conan, my Savage Swords game last night. He's a really good gamer. He is phenomenal. His character last night was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
I hope he doesn't die.
Yeah.
The other 2 players, they came very, very close to dying last night. Them's the breaks.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll talk again sooner than later. I do have your phone number. You have mine. My cigar is, well, at this point. So, as I've said before, when the cigar's gone, I'm gone.
Take care, little brother. I will see you real soon.
You too.
Have a good weekend, and if you ever want to talk, you know where to get a hold of me.
Yeah, if I ever get too depressed, I might pick up golf. You want to go in your hole? Anyways, that we should record me playing golf. That would be hilarious. Granted, every other word would have to be beeped. But, if Trump can play golf, so can I. Sure. Anyways, everybody out there, behave, be good to each other, go forth and be merry. Or multiply and be merry. But just be merry before you multiply. It gets kind of funky if you don't do it in that order. With that being said, don't take shit from anybody. And fuck you, Condor, you seal fucking... I have nothing else.
Trash panda.
No, see, raccoons are cool, and he's not that cool.
They're filthy.
Well, so are people.